one of you.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
This is my home. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Good timing, everybody, whether it's morning, evening, or anywhere in between. Welcome to unRekt Traders. Today we're going to take a look at Cardano. We're currently on the monthly on the machine. And as of right now, everything is somewhat consolidating for the most part, I would say. Kind of within a pretty large range here. Now we are still somewhat bullish, but not much. We're being squeezed currently by the 10 here, green, and being held up by the 20, white. If we look at the quasi, everything's somewhat in the middle. Everything is still in that downward direction. So we're kind of sideways downwards, and we do have support at 25 cents, and then we have resistance above us at 55 cents. Coming into the weekly. We are somewhat bearish. We take a look at the quasi here. The 10 is trending in that downward direction. Everything else is also in the downward direction, just being held up by the 20 currently. And then we also have pretty strong support on the 100. Quite a bit of strong support all the way down to 26. So we'll see if this 100 can hold us and then push us back up into that 200. Try to get above the 200 and then basically take out liquidity up here at the $1.23 for the most part. Or at least kind of fill in these imbalance candles coming down. We already filled in half of them, but there are still, this one here is at $1, still pretty high. And, when we were here, I think a lot of people were expecting price to kind of get up to that $1 mark. And we kind of failed in around the 80 cents. Now we do have the 3.2, which is our extreme on the weekly at 86. But as of right now, things are, more or less reading bearish for the most part. We have trend still in that downward direction on the 20. So we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully the 100 will hold us and we don't fill in these imbalances down here at this support at 26, let's say. If we do come back down here, likelihood is we probably will take out these equal lows at 24, and we'll see how far down we can go. The extreme move to the downside on the weekly is the 3.2 here, which is 22 cents. So like I said, hopefully the 100 holds, we push up to the 200 and try and take liquidity, and then kind of move up into these range levels up here at the $1 mark. 3-day. On the 3-day itself, holding support on the 200, creating equal lows. So likelihood is we will break that, take out liquidity coming down to maybe this little lower into the shelf level here. Hopefully we don't come into these imbalances down here, and then continue the upward direction. Again, we're looking at that 28 cent range coming to the bottom of this little area. And our upper extreme move would be 53. Now the 10 is in that downward move, starting to lift up, and we're sitting at about 150, so 168. So typically it's a good time for a reversal. So we'll see if we can kind of come up into the 46 cent range one more time, or if we get lucky, kind of coming up into the 54, into that 50, up into the 100 resistance on the 200. Now we did have our mean reversion basically here. So that mean reversion pretty much went directly to the target. We never tried to push out of that 200. We came right into it, more or less touched it, and then tagged it one more time for the most part here. But again, equal lows typically means that liquidity will be taken below it. So we might come down to that 38 and then try and take out liquidity above us at these somewhat equal level highs at 50 cents. On the daily, we have the 10 kind of coming up, still have some resistance on that 20. So the 20 here at 42 cents is acting as resistance. Price does want to come up into the 42, 43 cent range. And then if we can kind of get some bullish momentum, then we could more than likely come up into that 100, into that 200. As of right now, the extreme move is the 50 cents. And that would kind of come into this little shelf area here. So it's more or less already came into that once with this wick here. Kind of a Darth Maul there for the most part. Finding support off the 3.2s, which was a decent long at 40 cents. And I don't know what that would be, but 3%. And then looking to kind of come up into that 42, 43. If we can't get above there, the likelihood is we will push down into that 3.2 or a little bit lower before continuing into that upward direction for the possible target at 52, 53. On the 4 hour, Again, little bearish momentum for the most part. We do have the 50 kind of coming up into the range here. 100 acting as resistance. 10 is starting to come back down into that range. So we could see, typically you see a move up to the resistance at 41.92, and then it would come back down to the 10, and then try to push up into that 50. Now the 200 is acting as pretty decent resistance, so even when we get up to the target here with the 50 at 42.64, we do hit that resistance again, and from there we'll see if it pushes us down to take out liquidity below us at 39, or kind of push up into that 100. And as of right now, it is only the 4 hours, so it's not too bad. So could see that little move up and then down, back up, or down and then try to get up and then push down further. So that's kind of how things will go with price. 10 is kind of coming into the range, but even then, if it just comes to the support here, 41.21, and then try and get into the 50 at 42.66. Odds are it's going to hit this 50 no matter what. It just be a matter of, does this 50 continue to the downward direction, price moves sideways, kind of hits it, mean reversion complete, then it's free to do what it wants to the upward or downward direction. Alright guys, that's all I got for Cardano. I'm not going to go into the 1 hour, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Visit unRekt.me and download our free powerful indicators, and join our community of traders in our Discord server and get full access to the Machine Suite indicators, the Nexus Suite indicators, and the Nexus Screener.